orecchiette with broccoli or broccoli rabe and sausage. In the pan, I've started with a turn of the pan of EVOO, good olive oil. I am then browning up from Buon Italia here in New York, some spicy, hot Italian sausage, and it's very lean. If your sausage is not as lean as this, and there's a puddle of fat in the middle of the pan, you can drain it off and add a touch more olive oil to continue on with the dish. And I'm just scooting it off to the sides, because in the center, I'm going to cook our broccolini. If you use broccoli rabe, I would suggest parboiling it in salted water for 2 minutes to take the bitterness away from the greens. Both are cruciferous vegetables. Broccolini is very tender, easy to chop up into tiny little bite-sized pieces, and it's not as bitter as broccoli rabe, so I just throw it into the pan. We want this to be tender, crisp when it's done. We don't want to kill the vegetable. We want to keep a lot of its nutrients and its color. If your pan is very small, if you don't have a skillet as large as mine, of course you can just slide the sausage out, slide it back in later. I'm going to put the peppers and onions in at this point too, but let's talk about the peppers. Instead of something that you see every day at the grocery store, bell pepper, I'm using red field peppers. They're a little more tender, they're sugary sweet, and they're long. They're long and narrow as opposed to bell shape. And I'm using a Cubanelle pepper. That's these guys. These are traditional Italian mild frying peppers. Of course, you could use bell pepper as well. And I'm going to throw that in and kind of scatter it around. And then any color onion you have in the pantry. I have a small red onion here today. I would equally use yellow, white, doesn't matter. I'm going to let this sweat a little bit and let the salt and pepper work on the vegetables so they slump. Our pasta water's up to a boil, so I'm going to salt the water. And you need to really salt it. It should taste similar to seawater. And you bring a large pot of water up to a full rolling boil before you add the salt, so that the salt doesn't sink to the bottom and scar your pot. And this is an Italian pasta. It's very dense. It's going to take a while, so I'm going to drop these now. So, because I used spicy sausage rather than sweet sausage is made with fennel seeds, spicy Italian sausage is not, I added a sprinkle of fennel seed to my dish, and now I'm adding garlic. If you add the garlic too soon, you'll burn it. To the pan now, I'm also adding one of my favorite ingredients, semi-dried cherry tomatoes. And we're going to let them reconstitute and plump up a little bit with some of that magic, starchy, salty cooking water from our pasta pot, just to plump them up a bit. A splash of our hot or sweet pickled pepper juice. And now we're going to take our drained pasta, put it back into our hot pot. We undercooked it by 1 minute to 2, remember. Here's our hot, starchy cooking water. Here's all of our sauce and ingredients. Our hot pickled cherry peppers are ready to go up on top. And now we're going to add in pecorino cheese and a little extra EVOO. And then we're going to stir that sucker up. Everybody gets along. Yeah, way to anybody's anything is through their stomach. You make them good food like this, they keep coming around.